Hi, everybody. My name is Jesse Dewey. I am the lead tutor for neuroscience this semester. Congratulations on making it this far, and welcome to neuroscience. I want to start by saying that neuroscience is just another course, and that you will all just be just fine if you work hard and do everything you can to stay up on the material. It's a challenging course. There's no way around it. But with that being said, it's just another course that you'll need to study lectures for and go to anatomy lab and do the practicals. This is nothing that's beyond you, is what I'm trying to say. I think neuro has a lot of hype behind it because it's such a big course. But having gone through it, I don't think it was as big of a deal as what I thought it would be or what others were making it out to be. Again, it was just another class, and that if you work hard, chances are you'll be just fine. So I have some advice from the first years that I want to share with you. And so these are from the tutors specifically. There's a few points that we just want to make sure everybody knows. That way they can do the best that they can in neuro. The first thing to do is just do your best and keep doing what's working for you. So if you're doing well in your classes so far, chances are if you keep doing that, you'll be just fine in neuro. If you aren't doing as well as you'd like to do in classes, well, try changing things up. If you aren't going to class, try going to class. Or if you aren't group studying, try group studying, or vice versa. Whatever you need to do, maybe tweak some things to get things to work. But of course, if you're doing well, then you don't want to mess that up, and just keep doing it, because chances are it's gonna still work. Another thing is, this is a big course. It's no way around it, but just stay up with the material. Dr. George, he moves really quickly through the material, but just take it one lecture at a time. Study it at night, study it in the morning, whenever you need to do, and just try not to get behind. You don't want to get behind because lectures come really fast, and there's always seems to be another lecture you need to be studying. So try not to procrastinate too much. Try to stay up on the material. Watch the lectures that day in lecture or recorded that day. Just try not to get behind, because I think that the times when people got behind were the times they got stressed out and couldn't catch up all the way. So try to stay up. If you aren't understanding what Dr. George is saying, then try to find somebody that does. Try to find a classmate that understands, or email Dr. George, or schedule a tutoring session. Do something that you need to do to understand that, because the material is just going to keep coming and you don't want to get behind. A huge point to make is the practicals. Of course, I'm the lead tutor for the written parts of the exams, but the practicals saved so many people. Of course, you don't want to do poorly on the exams. However, if that is the case, practicals can really save your grade. I think it's 40% of your grade. And so if you can really smash the practicals out of the park, then you'll be just fine. There's people that failed the written parts of the exams, but did just fine in the class because they did well in the practicals. And along with that, there's going to be information finally, second order questions that are on the practical that will be from the written parts of the test. So you want to know the written parts really well. That way you can do well on the practicals too. So they definitely go hand in hand. If you know one, then it will help you out with the other, and that's for sure. There's going to be something called spinal tracts. There's pathways that pain moves up to your brain with, and pathways that have motor neurons out to your body. You want to be able to know all those. Those are all really important. I think they're on every test, but you want to know those pathways really, 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 really well. That's going to be something that will save you in your practicals and the exams. But you want to be able to know those in and out, know every structure that neurons run through, and which neurons connect to other ones, and where the cell body is. So spinal tracts are really, really important, and you want to be able to draw those again and again and again. And so almost all the tutors were recommended to draw those pathways out. Something that I did was I grabbed a paper protector, of one of those plastic paper protectors that were transparent, and I'd put a picture of the spinal cord in there, and I would just draw a spinal cord path again and again and again until I had that down. And I think that's something that really, really helped me out. Dr. George, he recommends a website called Draw It to Know It. And that's something that he'll talk about. And I think there's going to be required quizzes on there. And it's more of just a do the quiz and you'll get participation points pretty much. Some tutors really recommended that, others didn't. So again, that just goes back to what you think you learn best from. So if that works for you, definitely do that. But I think just about everybody really benefited from memorizing the spinal cord tracts and then drawing those out again and again and again. But you want to know those really, really well, and those are all high yield on the exams. Lastly, I just think that if you aren't group studying, you might try group studying now. There's a lot of material, and so sometimes by group studying, you'll be able to get with somebody that thinks, oh, this was a really important point that he made. He really stressed this. Or just the fact that you won't understand everything, and your friend will. And so if you can bounce ideas off each other, that will be really, really helpful. So that's the advice for neuroscience. Really, it's nothing new. I think the big two things that are specific to neuroscience are just memorize the tracks and maybe try a little bit harder in the practicals because that can really help you. Other than that, it's nothing new. It's work hard, wake up early and study your butt off and stay up late if that's what you need. But this is nothing that's going to be beyond a lot of you, and you'll be able to do just fine. Just you have to work hard, and that's really the key to doing well in neuroscience.